So let's start with the MTX. What do we have here? In Battle of Exile, Blight will be able to wear 2 helmet attachments at once. Yo, that's cool. That's really nice. I like that. Even though I have no MTXs to use ever, but that's cool. That's cool. We won't reveal sub today. Shit. Okay, next up. Unique gloves. And death is but a curse that can be given or reversed. Machinamit. Murder myth. Please increase evasion on ES. 1% of damage dealt by your mines is leached to you as life. Oh, okay, that's OP. Excuse me, what? 25% reduced recovery rate of life and energy shield. 5% increased recovery rate of life and energy shield per power charge. Lose a power charge each second if we have not detonated mines recently. The downside is pretty big on the power charges, assuming you use power charges, which most miners should use, in my opinion. The leech is nice, but the question here is the leech worth it to lose a life slot or ES slot? That's not a very high ES for ES builds. And you'd need 5 permanent power charges. I mean, it's not hard to keep. Like 4 seconds isn't a big deal. But basically, in order for these clubs, like, yeah, I don't know. If this had like a life roll, or it didn't have one of the downsides, maybe. Because the 25% reduced recovery rate of life and energy shield means that if you have the regen from detonating mines, that's gonna work at 25% reduced effectiveness, assuming you don't have power charges. So you need power charges to be at the same, and then you get leech, and that's it. That's a tough one, but like you could potentially do some kind of like overlead setup with these if overlead was crazy still. And you lose. Yeah, that's rough call, dude. I don't know. Yo, there's a mark post here. The modifiers to life recovery rate and ES recovery rate both affect life leech recovering ES via salt. The modifiers that affect both life. No, it's just once because they're 2 different mods, right? There's ES recovery, it's not life recovery. Only ES recovery modifier apply. It's also life leech, not ES leech shown. Yep. Yep, makes sense. I mean, obviously, if they're changing it's up there, do not have the reach anymore, that might not be the case. But I can see people using them, and then I see people like absolutely hating this. Oh wait, are we covering text? Yeah, let me go here. Let me go down here again. We moved them yesterday because it was something else. Do 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 do. Then we have. Then we have the big mind change. That is a lot of stuff. Yeah. The Blight expansion will come alongside major changes to the mine system, as well as 3 new mines, a new reservation skill for trappers and miners, 3 new supports, and reworks to existing mine supports and unique items. Mine mechanic changes. Mines are thrown, letting you deploy them at long range. Mines take less of your time to place now, taking 0.25 for each throw. What's the current one? What's the current base? Mine placement speed, because I don't remember. Is it half a second, or what's the current? Because based on this, it looks like it might not be worth having something like minefield on you anymore. I mean, let's just keep reading. Mine detonation is now always instant. I mean, that's a really good change, because previously you basically had to take the node in the. You had to take this node on every single miner build. Mines detonate in sequence. Each mine detonation starts at the detonation timer on one or more mines in an area around it, with detonation time getting faster each time. This also means that you can continue to throw mines while the detonation sequence is occurring, and they'll be detonated by the sequence. This works particularly well for mines which have additional effects for each detonation in sequence. So if you have crazy... So basically what this means is that if you have like absolutely disgustingly fast throw speed, sorry, placement speed, because you okay, are we throwing them or are we placing them? Which is it now? Because they say both. They take time to place, but now they're thrown. So which is it actually? Throw into place or placing by throwing? Which is it? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Either way. So it sounds like if you were to be able to scale this down to like super fast speed, you could get like crazy chain. That's what this sounds like. I wonder what the time is, because if it's too slow, then it's gonna feel really fucking clunky. So we just kind of have to wait and see how. I mean, I assume there's a video that shows it. So mind skills each have a unique stacking auras that affect enemies. I assume by mind skills they're talking about the built-in mind skills, not shit that is done by remote mind. Stacking auras that affect enemies. The more mines you deploy, the more auras affecting enemies around them. Oh, so they are like stacking. Interesting. These mines are considered aura skills, allowing many aura stats from passives and items to apply to them. Can we do like support miner who literally just throws the stuff with like generosity for the aura or something like that? I don't know. Mines reserve mana while they're active, but have much lower mana cost. So I assume that it's flat. Mines can be detonated much earlier when deployed, including detonation in the air. Wait, we can detonate them in the air? That's kind of cool, to be honest. The base mine limit is now 15, up from 5. You can get up to 23 mines at once by combining passives and the minefield support. The base mine duration is now 5 seconds, except from smoke mine, which is 8 seconds. 15? Well, I know what I'm gonna use, and I know what the racing meta is gonna be for boss kills now. Just saying. Fuck the explosive trap. If we can get one of the traps early in the game, yeah, available at level 1. Yeah, I'm calling it now. The pre-trap boss kills are gonna be done with mines. Because that's pretty nutty. Huh. If the max is 15, I don't know what. I mean, I will assume that minefield is allowing us to throw like multiple at a time. It's like, you know, if we can get to the 15 really fast versus we have to throw them individually, I would assume this still does it. So you just still use this for mapping to get extra mines per throw, and then you take it off, and then you do the pre-stack. Stormblast Mine. Stormblast Mine is a new skill available at level 1. When placed, it has a stacking aura that increases the damage nearby enemies take by 3%. This means that it provides a 45% increased damage taken when you got a full set of mines placed, even more if you have additional mines for passive venom. That's a global damage taken, and not just a specific element. Alright. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. Like, I can actually see people. I can actually see people having. Okay, let's assume that the minefield. There is some minefield somewhere here. No, but let's say you use minefield and it still allows you to, you know, get multiple mines placed per use, and it doesn't slow us. Like, I'm assuming it's gonna slow the throw or the placing or whatever. You could literally just have that to set up as 45% increased damage taken, or a bit more with minefield. I suppose it gives like a couple extra. And never detonate them. They have like 5-second duration. If it takes you like a second to set it up, that's a pretty hefty damage increase setup, just like there. When you detonate Stormbright mines, they release a lightning bomb around them with a high chance to shock and increase shock effect. Okay. Icicle Mine is a new skill at level 12. When placed, it has a stacking aura that increases critical chance for hits against enemies around it by 10%. Okay. So with then you basically just get an extra base crit. I see. When you detonate Icicle Mine, it releases a number of projectiles, firing 5 projectiles from the first mine, and then an additional projectile for each 2 mines. Okay. Icicle Mine replaces existing copies of Freeze Mine. No! No, why did you do that? Rip. Freeze Mine, boys. That doesn't sound too crazy to me, but we'll see. Pyroclast Mine is a level 28 mine skill. When placed, it has a stacking aura that adds fire damage to hits against enemies near it, which grows as the gem levels. When detonated, the mine releases a Fire Nova and a salvo of immortal. Let me guess, it's gonna take Fire Nova mine away, basically, because of, you know, this. And a salvo of mortar projectiles that fly up before raining down on enemies around the mine. As with Icicle Mine, for each 2 detonation in the sequence, an additional mortar is fired. Replaces existing copies of Fire Nova Mine. That sounds very much like a cremation with the mortars. Okay. That sounds interesting with I'm assuming with getting like conch and shit like that you can make the the mortars overlap. Or if you throw it like next to a like wall, because it can't like go like above the like on the other side of the wall, they just hit at the wall side, right? Summon skitter bots. Summon skitter bots is a reservation skill that summons two fast moving invulnerable minions. One has a shock aura while the other has a chilling aura. While they're active, they'll grant you more trap and mine damage. They'll also look for and activate traps and mines near enemies. On mines, they'll activate and then rearm the mine, which won't set off a detonation sequence. On traps, they'll trigger a number of traps at once. Like, actually trigger them so that you can't use them again. Why would anyone use traps anymore? I mean, if you don't like, I guess it's the mana reservation stuff, but they'll activate them and rearm it. Dude, that's just free damage. I mean, we have to see the damage numbers, because the amount of traps we have, like mines we have, it looks like the flat value of damage is gonna go down a lot, I would assume. Blast chain mine support and high impact mine support. Existing remote mine supports have been changed into the blast chain mine support, a level 8 gem that turns supported spells, bow attacks, or wand attacks into mines. It now grants less damage as a result of the much shorter mine throw time, and 5% more damage for each mine detonating sequence. So it's just basically mine is like this massive ramp up. So the difference between traps, massive ramp up, the reservation, and an aura. Otherwise, they're the same. The auras are confusing. They're like a debuffing auras. Oh, yeah, and you can detonate mid-air. Yeah. So there's I'd say there's enough differences that they might feel different to play, but the play style is still the same. You throw it, and we've also added a new support at level 31, the high impact mine support that also turns supported spells, attacks, or one attacks into mines. Supported skills deal less damage but have an aura that gives hits against nearby enemies a chance to deal double damage. Okay, so there is a way to make them have an aura as well. Okay. I mean, now it all comes down to how much the values of all of these are. These two supports let you choose to specialize in creating long cascade or creating powerful auras when turning skill. Okay. I mean, that's another like just a passive debuff on the minions, or like buff to yourself while actually not using mine. Swift assembly support is a new level 4 support gem for traps and mines. It grants a chance on throwing a trap or mine to throw an additional trap or mine, a smaller chance to throw 2 additional, and a very small chance to throw 3 additional. This is particularly useful for mines, letting you get higher stacks of hours and longer generation sequences without greatly extending your throw time. Yet it's extremely inconsistent. I'm not a fan of the inconsistency of this, because you're just like, you're used that you do X amount of uses to get all of them, and sometimes if you get lucky, you just end up wasting time if you don't pay attention to how many mines you have. Not a big fan, personally. But I can like literally see, you can like literally use this to just set up the debuffs. Honestly, the Blade would like to talk with that gem. But that's a bit different because you will kill everything in one shot without the Harness the Void. The only place where it matters is for bosses. This is for like all play around the clock. Well, you could argue that you just throw one mine and it blows the screen and it doesn't make a difference. Though, do I agree? I agree. Harness the Void should be a more constant, like less variation. I agree. But I think this is a bit different. Charge mine support. Similar to the charge trap support, the new charge mine support allows you to generate power charges, power and frenzy charges when detonating supported mines and near enemies with additional mine throw speed per frenzy charge and crit chance per power charge. I really like the trap support personally. Changes to existing gems and items. Minefield support now places 4 mines rapidly, but with a lower total throw time. Place 4 mines rapidly. Not at the same time, but rapidly? Wait, am I... Wait, no. That's just... It throws 4 mines. But it takes... No, wait, what? Wait, does this lock you like a multi-strike? The word... how it's worded doesn't sound like it places or throws 4 mines at the same time with a... Like the... Okay, so the base is 0.25, right? So with this, it will take you a second, but instead it throws 4. And it allows you to get 4 extra. So okay, so if that's how it works, it means that it gives you the extra for whatever, but like... No, but it says a slower total throw time. I assume total throw time means that the same amount of mines, which would mean... No, it has to be faster than doing 4 individually, but the way it's worded to me, it doesn't sound like it. I'm assuming that it's just gonna lower your like base throw speed and you throw 4. I think that's how it's working, but it sounds a bit weird. Because if it didn't work like that, nobody would ever use this. Because it's just bad. I guess we're probably gonna see it here. And it's level 38 gem. Smoke mine doesn't start a sequence when detonated, grants more movement speed than before, and modifiers to mine duration will apply the speed buff. I wonder if we're actually gonna see smoke mine as a legit movement skill, or without like highly investing into it. I like the fact that you can throw it, right, and then you detonate it while air, and it just like teleport, and then you get the speed buff. I kind of like it from that. It also gives +4 maximum mines to be placed. Yeah, but you lose a more multiplier, and if the max is already 15 at base, gaining 4 extra, it's probably not gonna be worth it over other gems when it comes to like getting a bigger amount of you know, pre-mining for a boss kill. Like, people didn't use minefield in bossing anyways, like right now. They just put a more multiplier because you just one shot the boss when you get having 0.25 sec throw with instant generation level 1 is gonna feel so good. Yeah, it's gonna be so fucking fast. We're going to be showing all of them. We're going to be showing all of the mind passive changes, saboteur residency, and more new pointless skins in the coming days. Alright. In the meantime, check out the video of the new mind gems. Dude, the speed is so. The shadow actually looks fucking retarded with that throw speed. Let's look at it. The animation of that is like, wait, what? That's eye cancer though, that's skill. Why have you fucking zoomed into this? Can we just not see this from the actual, the normal gameplay zoom? Like, really? I like this. The skitter bots are pretty. Oh god, look at that! Actually seeing the gameplay, a proper system. Can you show minefield? Oh my god, they need to tone that down. And like that's just a few mines, right? Just fucking look at that dude. Look how many mines it throws before the raid, and then look the screen after. So that's 2, 3, 4, and then it started before there, and it just keeps throwing, right? How are you supposed to see anything there? Oh god. It's like 19 of them right now. It looks like the skill is gonna fucking destroy the game, but it's also probably gonna destroy your GPU. Especially if you're playing parties and shit like that. Dude, I wonder how much AoE this guy has. Imagine this with like maximum AoE. Dude, we are gonna see a maximum AoE shenanigans video from one of our meme boys. Either Yosis or... Fuck. I can't remember the name of the worm god. One of them is gonna make like a maximum, you know, AoE with this skill. Yeah, Aircag. Yeah. We are one of them is absolutely gonna do that. Oof. Okay. I mean, so I guess my quick take on the mines is they might feel to play a bit different because they reserve mana. We still don't know if it's a flat mana. I assume it is. We can detonate them while they're in the air. These like kind of feel like they're just better traps, like mechanically. Like when you're actually using them. But why didn't they just name these like grenades or something like that? like how the mind skills worked before was such a unique way of playing the game. I don't know. You kind of need to play it to get a feeling, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm very curious to see how people will, if people end up liking this or hating or what, but they definitely look strong, but we don't have the numbers, right? So it's hard to say. We need the numbers. Until then.